Jazzcast Pros.
Welcome back to High Vibe Table Talks. This is your host, Marshawn Hargrave. I have been talking a lot about giving you permission to do certain things, and I have another one of those episodes today. It is something that has been coming across my feed quite a bit lately, and I've really resonated with it. I have made some changes in what I'm currently doing based off of it, and so I wanted to share it with you because maybe it will be helpful for you. Because I have the key to success. And that is something that has been coming across, again, a lot of my social media feeds. You're not going to like it. You may want to throw your phone when you listen to this or tell me to go touch grass. But I do have the key to success. And here it is. Welcome to High Vibe Table Talks, the podcast to help you, the current or aspiring solopreneur, navigate the messy middle so you can make both an income and an impact. Hi, I'm Rashawn, and I love creating safe spaces for women to be courageous in their dreams. After spending a decade working in sales for a startup and talking with hundreds of other women entrepreneurs, I know it can be lonely, but you can do this. We are having impactful conversations with people walking similar paths to you, so pull up a seat. This is High Vibe Table Talks. The key to success is embarrassment. The ticket to success is embarrassment. Unfortunately, I do have some good news for that, though. A lot of the embarrassment is made up in your brain. It is fabricated by your brain to keep you small. It is in your own head. You are in control of the embarrassment because there are probably a lot of people in your life that care about you and care about what you're doing. They care a lot less about the stuff you're putting out there than you think that they do. Unless you're like super famous, no one is trolling your stuff being like, what's Marshawn posting today? And how can I make her feel really bad about it? Like the embarrassment that you are creating in your own head is way bigger than you need it to be. I remember when I first started coaching high school volleyball this past season, and I had started to put some stuff out on TikTok. And one night I started spiraling like, oh my God, what are these kids going to think if they stumble onto my TikTok and they're going to think I'm so weird and because they're on TikTok. Like if we're on the same FYP, A, that's probably weird. B, who cares? C, if they think it's weird, that's a them problem. Like we hold on to other people's judgments so deeply in our own soul that it gets in the way of us taking any action. So I want us to think, again, I talk a lot about the movie Inside Out and the characters that are in there. And embarrassment can be one. Let's name one embarrassment. And they're like, oh my God, this is crazy. What are people going to think? This is so embarrassing. Whether it's people think that what you're talking about is tacky, or they're making fun of your metrics. They're making fun of how many people like it. They're making fun of the fact that like you're on a teenager app. Like, okay, let's address all of those. If you think it's tacky, the content isn't meant for you. Okay, so keep scrolling. Like if I'm showing up on your FYP, that either means you follow me, you follow content that is like what I am putting out, or somehow you have told the algorithm that something that I am putting out there should be on your FYP. So like, again, that says a lot more about you than it does me. Comment 2. Your metrics, like, oh, no one, like your metrics are embarrassing. Like, again, so what? Go to your favorite TikTokers, even just go, like, I use TikTok because that's like something, and I'll talk about it a little bit later, but that is something that I am spending more time on as a creator at the moment. I'm a little over Instagram, but whatever. I just went on to like my FYP, and the first video that popped up that had like some good traction, it had in the like tens of thousands of likes. I clicked on their profile and just started scrolling back to seeing like how many views did they have. In this one, it had tens of thousands of likes. And so if you kind of go along with the math, that means it had to have had hundreds of thousands of views because that's just kind of what a typical ratio is. Not that long ago, they were in the tens of thousands of views. And if you keep scrolling back, not that long, it took me less than a minute to get to views that they had, videos where they had views that were in the hundreds. I have videos of views in the hundreds. Like, go make fun of them. It's not that big of a deal. And everybody who is successful on these platforms, at some point, they were where I am today. And so like, if you're going to make fun of my metrics and say like, okay, but like, I'm just one step closer to where I want to be. Again, that is a you problem. And I think it's an issue with us as a society today. Like, there are people who like don't have enough views on their content and they go and delete it. Like, we have put so much pressure on these metrics that don't even matter. Because people are putting things out there and being really vulnerable before there were these vanity metrics. And people were like praising you because your thing got into a magazine that like, thousands of people could see your article in a magazine and you didn't know. You had no idea who liked it, who disliked it, who commented what about it. Like, people were sitting around their kitchen table looking at it. You didn't know what they were saying and you were still proud of yourself for putting yourself out there. But now we have access to all of this information about what people think about what we're doing from behind a computer screen. Come say it to my face. No, really don't, because it'll hurt my feelings. But like, people are so bold in commenting these things from behind a screen. And like, at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter. These metrics are fake. They're fake. And if I can recommend a book that I really enjoyed to one other person and they get something out of it, like, cool. Like, I want that versus like not putting it out there and this person doesn't get the opportunity to read this book or doesn't get the opportunity to try creating that business or taking action on that idea. Like, that's what matters. Vanity metrics, that's not really what matters. The third point of like, this is a child's app. Who do you think you are creating on this app for children? Like, if you're on it, again, because if my shit comes across your feed, you're on this children's app. I rarely see children on my FYP. Like, I don't know how to say this in a way, but like, I'm not out there dancing, doing whatever. And there are millions of people and corporations who are making a lot of money, millions of dollars off of this app. So like, if that is the perception that you have, you need to look into a mirror and say, why do I think that? Because again, I'm going to reflect back to you. That's a you problem. That's not a me problem. Like, the amount of recipes I've created off of this app, the number of book recommendations that I've gotten off of this app, the amount of inspiration that I have gotten off of this app, the number of laughs when I have needed to laugh so badly. Like, I have a collection on my TikTok of like, I just need to laugh, because it's like people posting stupid stuff, not stupid stuff, but like people slipping and falling because from their Ring camera. Like, it's so silly, but it like brings me joy when I need joy, and that's okay. Like, if you have a problem with me finding joy from something else on this app, again, that is a you problem. That is not a me problem. So, the ticket to success is embarrassment. But again, the good news is that embarrassment is something that is manufactured in your brain by your own head, thinking about what other people may or may not be thinking or believing. And so we have to let go of that. So this is my permission to you to let go of it and just start being free and putting yourself out there. So from there, some of the action that I'm taking is I'm really like leaning into it and just being like, I'm going to put shit up on these apps and see what hits, see what happens, see what people resonate with. One of the ways that I'm doing it, and I'm actually currently in the midst of like a challenge for it right now, but I'm creating a lot of long form content today. My plan today is to create 5 podcasts so that I'm set up until Christmas Eve, which gives me so much white space and freedom to kind of enjoy the rest of the year, have space to figure out what I'm doing and what's next throughout the end of the year. And so having that long form content curated now or created now, I can just put out a bunch of short form content. So I can put out TikToks, I can put out Instagram stories, I can put out Instagram reels, I could put out threads. The long form of what I feel like takes the most creative energy is already done. And now I can use that as inspiration to start to put out a lot more short form content. So that's what I'm kind of experimenting with right now. That's what I'm kind of doing right now. And I am like visualizing embarrassment as this like little gnat that's kind of like hanging out around my head, and I'm just like swatting it away and being like, go bother someone else because like I can't be bothered. And the second part of it that I want to really very much normalize is the vulnerability hangover. I have felt this so many times. The vulnerability hangover is so intense and it's exhaustive. And like, again, I think part of it is keeping your brain keeping you small because it can feel like, well, I never want to feel like that again. Holy smokes. Like I put that content out there. I was really vulnerable in like hitting send or saying yes or replying to that email or posting whatever it is. And now you're just like, I need to go like crawl into my bed and never speak to anyone ever again. And so sometimes when you put yourself out there, you can feel like, well, why am I going to feel like that again? And I first heard this term from Brené Brown in one of her TED Talks. If you have not listened to a Brené Brown TED Talk or her podcast or read any of her books, like I highly recommend it. And she talks about the success after. I'll try to find, maybe Jazzy, we can link to this in the show notes because it is such a wonderful TED Talk. And she talks about the man in the arena. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points at how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds have been done better. The credit belongs to the man in the arena. And it's about like the people in the stands shouldn't dictate how you take action because they're in the stands. You're the one doing the actual thing. And so in her TED Talk, she talks about when one of her talks like went viral and all of a sudden she had like hundreds of thousands of people watching something that she had put out there. And she was just like, wanted a bucket of chicken and to like turn all the lights off and watch bad TV or something. It's been a while since I've watched it. I should watch it again. But the point is that like we all feel that and it is very normal. And so we have to let ourselves feel it because if we don't, like it's kind of like a ball in the pool keeping it under. And like if you just push it down thinking that like it's going to disappear. No, it's just going to pop up somewhere else because like inevitably it has to make its way just because of science. And so not feeling it isn't an answer and not taking action because you're afraid of that feeling isn't the answer. Because again, it is manufactured by our own brain, which I'm not saying to like ignore it again because it is important, but it's just another reaction of our kind of animal brain to keep us small. So let yourself feel it, let yourself work through it, let yourself process it, and then keep doing the damn thing. So this episode is another permission slip. You know, share with me videos you're putting out there. I would love to support you, and I love encouraging other people on platforms with small followings, with small metrics, with people who like are climbing up the hill to success while getting very little recognition for it because it's freaking hard. It is hard and you are doing it and I would love to support you. And so here's your permission slip. Keep going out and doing the damn thing. And remember, until next time, that big dreams and small steps will transform your life.